We are live. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy King Gabe here, about to go into book number 9 of Heroes of Dreams, the Rising of a Faithful Union. Oh yeah, yeah. Continuing from book number 8 here, the prophesized outcast of destruction. So, and to say this the continuing directly from that. Um, Also, a little thing to show you out there, which I'll have a short up on this in a minute. Uh, we got this here. This is I call this the evolution of the exercise bike. Let's say oh, there we go. Yeah, like that. Of course, you have to do it again because you can do it with your hands, but like an exercise bike, you definitely do it with your feet. Um, Obviously, the feet have more power. Um, but yeah, this is the really great because it's portable, and like I say, I can even. I'm kind of, you notice I'm kind of sitting back a little bit. May I don't know if you can tell quite like that or not. I mean, uh, I guess you might can, but yeah, I'm kind of. But anyway, what if you can't tell? Yeah, I'm sitting back a bit that way because of how my table is that I'm at. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to get my feet in here. Ah, there we go. Yeah, see, this way I can do it while I am on the live with you guys. I can be. So I'm gonna be. So yeah, if you notice me kind of, I might shake a little bit there from doing this, but I am getting my workout while reading this to you guys. Then honestly, I really like this. This is yeah, this is the most convenient workout I have seen there. So we used to have an exercise bike. My mom did. I think she does now. But I mean, like when I was growing up as a little kid, it was just me and her. She used to have an very old fashioned exercise bike that me and her used to use there. Um, I don't know how long we had it, but yeah, I know we both used it. So yeah, this is a, and to say the portable bike, yeah, because like I say, definitely works out. Because like I say, when I'm not at Kroger, I'm doing this with you guys and writing books and now writing books now. Like I said, I can do it while I'm doing this. Probably wouldn't be able to do it while I'm writing my book because I have to come up, and do my typing and stuff. But yeah, doing something like this, yeah, I can definitely do that. And probably like just say moments where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna purely exercise, but I might turn something on while I'm exercising. So yeah. So anyway, let's go on and get into this book here. Let me stop if they can get this off the screen. All right. The great evil prophesied in the last adventure has taken over Atlantis and will soon rule the surface world as well. Bubblelina and her Atlantean friends will have to use the knowledge of an Atlantean secret to uncover a new hero. Will this new hero be able to stop this evil? Find out in this next exciting adventure. And of course, it will continue. The adventures will continue in book number 10, a series of chilling events. Now, there's a little more to that title, but I'm not going to tell you right now. We're going to find out when we get to that there. So, yep. So first, we're going to focus on this here. Okay. All right. Rise of a Faithful Union. Ooh, really burning my calves here. Get these big legs down. Of course, another picture of my editors here. My mom, Diane Douglas Taylor. And of course, the Queen, the lovely Christina Lee, Lee Johnson, Queen Tina. Yep. Yep. And of course, just like in the last one, yep. Inspiration from also Riley and his sister, Chloe. And of course, they were going by I think I mentioned in the last book, but they're going by Wingrove by this point when I started writing this book. Actually, book 8 as well. So let's get on into this here. So for those who missed the last time on, and let me also sign in on here. That way I can keep an eye on the stream, kind of get it a little bit there. Yeah, that way make sure nothing happens to my stream. Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay. Better yet, yeah, I guess that's about the best I can do on the phone. Okay. All right. Last time in Heroes of Dreams, Book 8. Yeah, Bubblelina invited Julie and Zoe to her annual Halloween party and sleepover. Julie was unable to come because she already had plans for attending a Culture Day event with her family. Before the party had begun, Bubblelina introduced Zoe to her bodyguard, Norgana, and her parents, Aquarius and Noshira, the king and queen, of course. She also introduced Zoe to her Atlantean friends, Crystal, Holly, Gina, and Alicia. During the party, Bubblelina's friends got suspicious of Zoe and thought she might be part of a great evil in the prophecy that an elder merman prophesized to them. You can see some of the pictures from Book 8 there. Oops, flipped over too much. And there's some more pictures from Book 8, along with, of course, Darkina herself, as you can see. Ooh, boy. Oh, it's Rodney saying, Dr. Doolittle, this feels good. I can get behind this workout here. When it feels like a challenge here. Can I do this throughout the whole reading? Well, I'm going to find out. When they told Bubblelina, Zoe overheard them and ran away crying and wondering if they were right. When the girls realized Zoe was gone, they went to look for her, but ended up getting attacked by the Sky Atlanteans. Bubblelina tried to break up the fight, but the Sky Atlantean princess showed up. She said her name was Darkina, and the sight of her really gave Bubblelina quite a chill. But readers, beware. If you think that is shocking, wait till you find out why the Sky Atlanteans are attacking the Ocean Atlanteans, and also what happens to poor Zoe. I just pray that she and the others come out of this all right, because the way things look right now, it's about to get pretty ugly. Ooh. Chapter 1. Bubblelina versus Darkina. Bubblelina and the girls stared in shock after hearing Darkina introduce herself. Pictures kind of took up most of the page there. I want to show you the picture there. Gina trying to help out. None of like, hey, we need to put an end to this. Let's see what's going on here. Well, traitors, I suggest we destroy you now, said Darkina. Wait a minute, shouted Bubblelina. We're supposed to be friends with each other and work side by side. Why would you all want to destroy us? Because we are protectors, and it is our goal to protect all that is right, said Darkina. But you Ocean Atlanteans are nothing but traitors and liars. That's not true, said Bubblelina. It is true, said Darkina. All of your kind are the same. You mermaids cause male humans to perish at sea by either luring them with your singing that causes them to crash their ships, or drown them if they refuse to give in to your singing. Then the mermen have caused floods and typhoons and other dangerous works within the ocean to destroy the innocents. So I'm putting a stop to your evil actions. Darkina went to strike Bubblelina with her lance, but Gina grabbed her arm to stop her. You're the one who started this attack, and you want to accuse us of evil? Said Gina, as she swung Darkina into a few of the Sky Atlanteans, of course with her super strength. Then she said, you might want to rethink your protector regulations. Kind of reminds me of Spider-Man when he was up against the Punisher. But next time, get the facts before you decide to punish someone. Then some of the other Sky Atlanteans charged at Gina to attack. However, Holly fired her Aurora beam to stop them, and Alicia strengthened the beams, making the temperature ice cold around them, causing the impact to give a stunning chill. Ooh. Darkina quickly jumped up and fired dark energy rings to capture Holly, Gina, and Alicia. Crystal placed her hands on some sea rocks to make the exterior of her hands hard like them and charged at Darkina, but she was blocked by Darkina's lance. Then she emitted a powerful, extremely powerful, vibrant sound wave that caused Crystal to collapse. After that, Darkina approached Bubblelina ready for battle and said, enough stalling. Once you're eliminated, our mission will be completed. Bubblelina paused a minute and sighed and said with a straight face and a serious tone, I really do not want to do this, but I cannot let you endanger my friends or Atlantis. The only endangerment is you and your kind, said Darkina. Bubblelina took her bubble triton, split it into two pieces, making the staff part of it longer and the bubble blower part of it like a shield. It's pretty interesting. Then Bubblelina and Darkina went into battle with each other, lance and staff. Darkina spared no mercy in her attacks. Bubblelina mostly defended herself and attacked when necessary. What kind of warrior of justice attacks with such a cold, dark heart? Asked Bubblelina, blocking one of the attacks. I do what I have to for justice, said Darkina, even if it means using a bit of dark methods to destroy the enemy. A true warrior would find out the facts before acting upon the wrong thing, said Bubblelina. Then she blasted a barrage of explosive bubbles from the shield to get Darkina off of her. The force caused Darkina to hit the ground. You fool should have thought of that before you wreaked havoc on the humans of the surface world. Even if a few of our people did that, you can't accuse the entire race. You can't accuse our entire race responsible for the actions of a few, said Bubblelina. Yeah, she got a point there. One bad apple always spoils the bunch. Ooh. You had to go and use that line. Oh, dear. Let's see. Come on, page. Turn. No matter how much Bubblelina tried to reason with Darkina, it didn't do any good. It was like trying to reason with a stubborn mule or a bull with a one-track mind. However, Bubblelina couldn't help but notice Darkina's voice sounded very familiar. The battle continued a while longer until eventually both princesses were getting extremely exhausted, sort of like the Pikachus in the Pokemon movie. Please, Darkina, begged Bubblelina. We have to stop this fight. Can't you see this is not helping either of us at all? And there's the picture of them in the battle there. Yeah. Nothing you say will stop our mission, shouted Darkina. Bubblelina cried softly as she dropped her staff and shield and said, then do what you gotta do to me, but spare my people. Darkina aimed her lance at Bubblelina and charged toward her. Bubblelina! Screamed her friends. Chapter 2, The True Evil Revealed. So Darkina's like a pawn here. Just when it seemed to be all over for Bubblelina, Darkina was blasted with an aurora beam that sent her crashing into a couple of sea rocks. After that, the other Sky Atlanteans were blasted with aurora beams as well. The beams came from Norgana, who had just arrived. She released Bubblelina's friends from the dark energy rings, and they all went to Bubblelina. Everything's gonna be all right, said Norgana. No, it will not, said Bubblelina, crying a little. As long as the Sky Atlanteans still think of us as traitors, it will never be all right. They will continue trying to destroy us, and they won't rest until they do. That's not going to happen, said Norgana. Yeah, we're gonna fix this, Bubblelina. Yeah. Almost remind. I know I'm trying to do the Starfire voice for Bubblelina. Yeah, it's definitely making me think of sad moments with Starfire. Sort of like that scene in Teen Titans when Robin thought he saw Slade, and he saw Slade go past Starfire, but she couldn't see him because it was in Robin's head. It's like, Slade ran right past you, and you let him get by. You are hurting me. Yep. And then when the other Titans were asking about it, he claimed he saw Slade. I tried to see him. I really did, but I could not. I have never seen Robin so angry at me. Yeah, that's kind of that's what Bubblelina is kind of making me think of right now in this scene. Yeah, because we'll take them out if they do, said Gina. Then we'll be able to find Zoe, said Crystal. Suddenly, an evil laughter echoed in the area. Everyone looked around as a giant dark orb appeared. They pondered what it was until Serena appeared clapping. Bravo, darlings, bravo. You girls put up quite a performance. The drama, the action, the confliction. This is so much better than my soaps. You know what I'm saying? Who are you? Asked Alicia. And what's inside that orb? Said Holly. Apparently, you show folks are pretty rude, said Serena. Was the drama a little too much for you all to handle? Oh boy, Bubblelina. She ain't crying here, just like I mentioned in another video, when I was all scared of Mr. Peanut, and then I went from being scared to angry. She went from sad to angry. I guess technically that'd be more like Ramses from the Prince of Egypt. Mm-hmm. Bubblelina stopped crying and became very upset. Did you do something to Zoe and the Sky Atlanteans to cause this madness? She asked, demandedly, and swam up towards Serena. As the princess of the ocean Atlantis, I order you to tell me the truth right this minute. Serena laughs. Oh, child. You really are sounding better than my favorite soap all my days. It's even better. Of course, there's some others I like God and Light and Young and Restless, but very well then. I'll tell you all. My name is Serena, the most beautiful mermaid to ever live. And as for what I did to Zoe, I got what I needed from her. Where is she? Asked Bubblelina. Serena pointed at Darkina. Right there. Everyone gasped and looked at Darkina in shock. Darkina is Zoe? How is that possible? Asked Bubblelina. Serena explained. When Atlantis first came into existence, it was nothing but the ocean Atlanteans. They believed in protecting the humans on the surface world in secret to maintain peace and all that junk. However, as a teenager, I felt that their actions were crazy. I mean, really, having all this power and that's what you're going to do with it? Instead of trying to rule or something? All right, Sinestro. He's like, maybe I got tired having all this power and all nothing to show for. I'd be crazy not to rule the world. We all have these different powers, yet we waste them protecting surface world mortals. So I felt that we should rule them and possibly the universe. However, my ideals were rejected, so I ran away from home and lived with a group of sharks learning dark magic. Quickly learned how to create shadow clones, and with it, I created my own group of ocean Atlanteans that were loyal to me. Hey, I can tell, can't begin to tell you how useful that was. Maybe I should try it sometime, okay? Am I lying? Or, now they can me say that making me think of Lisa's the devil Lisa from Sister Sister. Say with that ice cream thing. Lisa, don't think of the calories, the fat grams, the flavor. Ooh, girl, you know that's gonna taste and feel so good going down. Am I lying? Remember, a moment on the hips, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. I'm hungry. Bing! So I had them go out to the surface to test their powers and abilities, which is what Darkina mentioned to you early. I was so impressed, and even more impressed by the mermaids that I called them the sirens. So Serena's responsible for the sirens. However, the Sky Atlanteans arose to take out my clones, and in the process declared war on the original Ocean Atlanteans. Then Aquarius and Travarius stood up and demanded the water in. After it, they grew up and became kings. Aquarius became king of the Ocean Atlanteans, and Oshira became his queen. Travarius became the king of the Sky Atlanteans, and with Tamika as his king, as his queen. Yeah. I guess they make lovely couples, huh? Whatever. Ocean Atlantean couple here, and the king and queen of the Sky Atlantis. Ooh. Oh boy. I think I can at least get through this chapter with what I'm doing on my legs there. My legs. Eventually, Bubblelina and son Risha were born, and shortly after, I devised a way to imprison the Sky Atlanteans in the dark orb, you see. However, one of them escaped with the princess and the key that would allow me to absorb their power and access their kingdom. In order to keep them from being discovered by Aquarius and having the Sky Atlanteans released, I hid them in a secret lair of my own for 8 years. Then tonight, moments before now, your friend Zoe arrived near my lair. After I looked inside her mind, I found out she was the Sky Atlantean princess. I showed her an illusion of her parents, and through that illusion, I told her if she destroyed you, Ocean Atlantean, she would get her kingdom back. By eliminating you, the Ocean Atlantean princess, she'd get the key to release her parents' stolen power. And I gave her the form of Darkina and created the Sky Atlantean shadow clones to help her fight you all. But at the same time, I took the key away from her. Now I can absorb the power of the Sky Atlanteans and use it to eliminate Aquarius and absorb his power and conquer the world. Then Serena started absorbing the power, and Bubblelina tried to stop Serena, but a force field appeared, knocking her back a few feet. Then Serena unleashed a strong force of dark energy that sent everyone several miles away from the area. After that, she absorbed the rest of the power and swam away to the castle. Okay. All right. This is the picture here of the eggs of Bubblelina and Zoe and the dark orb. All right. Let's see. Chapter. Okay, I made it through 2 chapters using this leg thing. Woo! Give my legs a break on that there while I read some more of this. Woo! Let's really get you going. Almost like I'm running. Oh boy, now gotta let my feet rest a little bit. Solomon, the commander of the Sky Atlanteans, soldiers. Okay, chapter 3. Solomon, the commander of the Sky Atlantean soldiers and the Unity Stone. Solomon, okay. After a while of being out cold, Bubblelina, Norgana, Crystal, Gina, Alicia, and Holly woke up, noticed Zoe nearby, and swam over to wake her up. Are you okay? Asked Norgana. I I don't know. Did I become a monster? It was not your fault, said Bubblelina. It was actually mine, said Crystal. No, Crystal, we are all to blame, said Gina. Yeah, if we hadn't been talking about you and that prophecy, this would have never happened, said Alicia. Will you forgive us? Asked Holly. Zoe paused a moment and said, only if you can forgive me for what I did as Darkina. We already have, said Crystal. And yes, said Zoe, I forgive you all. Aw, you girls. Got a Robin Williams moment. Oh, come on, you big group hug, group hug. Only difference is I don't have a monkey. You might make it the monkey. Oh, hairball. Then, well, now that that is settled, all we need to do is go find Serena and stop her, said Bubblelina. How are we going to do that? Asked Holly. Even with our strength combined, she was still able to overpower us once she absorbed the Sky Atlantean power, said Crystal. I wish there was some way I could help, said Zoe. You can help, said a voice. Everyone looked around trying to see where the voice came from. Who's there? Asked Gina. Then the wise elder merman that told the prophecy earlier entered and approached the girls. You, you are the one that you are the one that you are the one that will shine the light from the power of the sun on the forces of darkness, he said to Zoe. Norgana recognized the elder. Oh, and those of y'all that are in here, make sure y'all definitely put some likes in there. Yeah, that way YouTube can know we doing good here. So yeah, put some likes in while y'all in the chat there. Norgana recognized the elder. Wait a minute. You're Solomon, the commanding officer of the Sky Atlantean soldiers, she said. Commanding officer of the Sky Atlantean soldiers? Said the girl at the same time. How is that possible? Asked Crystal. Yeah, Norgana added Bubblelina. He's a merman, not a Shadoo. Allow me to show you my true form, said Solomon. And in a magical flash of light, he transformed into his Shadoo form. Okay. So he was disguised as a merman. The girls were in shock. How did he do that? Asked Holly. So that's what that elder merman from the last book, that's his true form as a Shadoo. Huh. Like a lion dressed as Moses. And what is the big secret about me and this prophecy? Asked Zoe. You have to tell us everything, said Alicia. Solomon began. It all started after the war began, after the war between the Sky Atlantean and the Ocean Atlanteans ended. Aquarius and Travaris created a unity stone to seal the deal of a permanent truce with each other. After that, a dark force started capturing the Sky Atlanteans. Tavarius quickly infused his daughter, son Risha, with a special key that contained the Sky Atlantean's power, and I escaped with her to the surface world, along with half of the Unity Stone. Once I got there, I changed son Risha's to human form and left her in the care of the human family, Valerie Jones and her son Riley. After that, I left the other half of the other half with Aquarius. He gave me the ability to change into a merman in order to hide me from the Dark One until Sunrisha realized her powers. Now that time has come, and Zoe is the true Sky Atlantean Princess Sunrisha. I, I am, said Zoe. So that means Zoe is the innocent being and Serena is the great evil, said Crystal. Man, I can't believe I didn't figure that out. Also, this and that whole thing with taking Zoe to the surface world in human form with the human family, um, definitely definitely similar to what Christina wrote for Bubblelina in her story in her Bubblelina universe. Chapter 4: Zoe's true form revealed. Solomon led everyone to the Sky Atlantis castle with his portal key. Morgana, Bubblelina, Crystal, Holly, Gina, and Alicia had to change their tails to human legs and feet once they got there. Then Solomon led them inside the castle, and the girls looked inside with amazement as they followed him through it. This is the Sky Atlantean castle here. Yep. Got all the suns on it there. I can't believe this place is my real home, said Zoe. I mean, it was amazing to find out that I had a friend who's a magical being, but I never suspected I'd be one myself. And you're a princess like Bubblelina, said Holly. Is it easy being a princess? Asked Zoe. Not not always, but it has a lot of advantages that you can gain as long as you do your best, said Bubblelina. I see, said Zoe. I just hope I can live up to this, especially if I become a queen later. boy, talk, talk about some big expectations there. Eventually, everyone came into a secret room where Solomon showed them a winged crystal. That is the emergency restoration crystal, he said. This this is the one. This is just like the one back at the Sea Atlantis Castle. Oh, this is just like the one back at the Sea Atlantis Castle, said Norgana. They were used to restore Atlantis back to normal after the war. That is correct, said Solomon. So what are we gonna do with it? Asked Crystal. Zoe Zoe's true form has been locked in order to keep Serena from finding her in the surface world, said Solomon. So, with this restoration crystal, she'll be able to unlock it at will and have the power to help in battle against Serena if you choose so. Zoe thought for a moment and said, I want to do whatever it takes to make things right here in Atlantis, especially for my friends. Then take hold of the crystal, said Solomon. That's the crystal right there. You got Zoe right there. She's about to undergo her transformation here. So, with the Zoe stepped up, and once she took the crystal into her hands, it instantly transformed her into Sunrisha. Her pajamas changed into a costume similar to Bubblina's, but it was bronze yellow with sun designs. They, along with along with matching sandals, gloves, necklace, and a tiara. Also, her hair and eyes had become goldenrod. But unlike Darkina, she didn't have the dark essence. Behold your true form, son Risha, said Solomon. Transformation into son Risha there. Oh yeah, like a flying lion there. Son Risha noticed her reflection in the nearby mirror and became really excited. This is my true form, she exclaimed. I can't believe it. I look so cute, like a kitty with wings. Meow. Then she accidentally belched, emitting a vibrating lion roar with it by mistake that shook the palace and a little bit, and everyone jumped, and Sarisha laughed nervously, saying, "Sorry, guess I guess we really ate a lot at that slumber party, huh?" more more like a more like a lion, said Crystal. Well, the Sky Atlanteans are part lion and part human with eagle wings, said Solomon. Oh, that's going to take some getting used to, said Alicia. At that moment, Norgana's iPhone rang. Hello, she said when she answered it. Like, it was Chester. Miss Norgana, he said frankly. We got big trouble down here at the castle. We're under heavy attack by the Sky Atlanteans. Suddenly, the connection was cut off. Oh no, exclaimed Norgana. Then she said to everybody else, we have to get back to the castle to stop Serena. How are we going to do that? Asked Holly. Yeah, in case you didn't realize, she defeated us pretty badly last time, said Gina. The restoration crystal can restore your powers as well as amplify them a little bit, said Solomon. Then we can all face Serena and her shadow army together. Well, then let us do this, said Bubblelina. Are you up for it, Sunrisha? Anything to help my friend, said Sunrisha. Then let's go, everyone, said Norgana. Chapter 5, The Castle Showdown. We're getting right through this, everybody. There's Serena sitting on the throne. They're back in Atlantis there. Guess it's time to knock her off her high horse here. Serena had completely taken over the Sea Atlantis castle, and she placed the castle's restoration crystal around her neck. Yeah, it's y'all didn't notice yet. That's what she's wearing right here. Yeah, around her neck there. And that's a bigger picture of it if you can see it there, because I know those light colored pencils there. Yeah, sometimes when you're using those light colored pencils, yeah, they may or may not show up depending on what you're seeing them on. I don't know if y'all can, yeah, if y'all see it, let me know there. And then of course you got Bubblelina and Sunrisha here ready to battle. Yep. Her shadow army, along with Koza and his shark army, had injured the security and serving staff. Now I'm in charge, said Serena to everybody as she sat down on Aquarius's throne. It's almost like Hela showing up the goddess of death in the third Thor movie. Once the king and queen return, I'll use the restoration crystal to drain their power away and imprison them along with the rest of you. Then, with my army of shadow Atlanteans, both sky and sea, we will rule the surface world. Serena, cover! And the armies all laughed evilly together until they noticed the portal opening, which brought forth Solomon, Sunrisha, Norgana, Bubblelina, Holly, Gina, Alicia, and Crystal, armed and ready for battle. By order of the princesses of both the sky and sea Atlantis, we order you to step down and surrender, or we will take serious action, demanded Sunrisha and Bubblelina. Oh boy, got two princes demanding this. Serena laughed mockingly. Oh, oh, that's so cute. How long did it take you two to rehearse that pathetic little piece of dialogue and talking in unison like that? Like, this isn't a laughing matter, you witch, said Norgana. Do you have any idea of your violations to Atlantis? Your actions were what put the sky and sea Atlanteans at war with each other, said Solomon. Huh, if you seen it my way, we would be true rulers, said Serena. But you didn't. And that's why I will become that true ruler with true power. True power and leadership comes from God, said Bubblelina, not through greed and selfishness. Is that so? Said Serena. Well, I believe you all need a demonstration of my point. Time has come to take action again. Girls, get ready, said Solomon. We're ready, said the girls. At that instant, Serena came off the throne and threw out her dark energy ropes to lasso Sunrisha and Bubblelina. The princesses are mine. Shadow Army, I'm leaving the rest of them to you. Then Serena pulled Bubblelina and Sunrisha to the courtyard of the castle to battle. The battle was more fierce than the previous battles. The princesses started off making good game, but Serena constantly used her restoration crystal to recover and amplify her power. She also amplified the powers of her shadow army, which made things more difficult for Norgana, Solomon, and the other girls to battle them. Also, Koza and his shark army would constantly sneak in their attacks from behind. Although they weren't as strong as the Shadow Army, their attacks created a barrage of distractions for everyone, giving the Shadow Army a much greater advantage. Eventually, Serena blasted the princess into the castle, both of the princesses into the castle, making them crash into Norgana, Solomon, and the other girls. Give up, ladies, said Koza. Then he looked at Solomon and continued by saying, and the old man. Koza! Everyone started getting up. There's no way we're going to surrender our only chance for peace between the sky and the ocean, said Solomon. Serena came inside and said, it's no use trying to reason with them, Koza. It's better that they be eliminated now. You know what I'm saying? Shadow Army, come and gather unto me for the annihilation of our enemies. Then Serena started absorbing the Shadow Army into herself and unleashed the blast of dark energy, but Bubblelina quickly put up her bubble shield around everyone. After that, Alicia made the temperature inside the bubble go down, which caused it to freeze in the ice and become stronger. The bubble deflected the blast, making Serena angry. She was about to blast them again until Koza stopped her. Hold it! Allow me and my army to break the shield, so you can use that second blast on them directly. Fine, but make it quick, said Serena. Understood. Everyone, let's ram this ice bubble. Koza! While the sharks tried to break the shield, Bubblelina, Sunrisha, Norgana, Solomon, Gina, Alicia, Crystal, and Holly huddled together to devise a plan. There's got to be a way to conquer Serena, said Holly. Yeah, but how? Asked Crystal. Not to mention her sharks and shadow army, said Alicia. Getting the restoration crystal she stole away from her will prevent her from coming any stronger, said Bubblelina. If we can get it from her, she will not be able to get any stronger. But how are we going to do that? Asked Gina. A division of her attacks would be the key. A vision of her attention would be the key, said Solomon. You mean like splitting up into different areas? Asked Norgana. Exactly. Then I think I know a way, said Sunrisha. After she whispered her plan to everyone, the ice bubble broke. Solomon quickly used his wings to scatter the broken ice pieces, and Alicia rose the temperature around the ice to melt it as it hit Serena and the sharks like steaming hot water in their face, blinding them a little. Ah! Oh, you're going to pay for that. While they were recovering, Solomon and the girls swam to different areas of the castle as planned. Serena became angry and ordered Koza and his army to split up and find them all. Chapter 6, Divide and Conquer. The first group swam into the kitchen where Norgana threw a bag of marshmallows at them. Alicia quickly raised the temperature around the marshmallows, making them boiling hot as they hit the sharks. While the sharks screamed in pain, Norgana quickly knocked them out with an Aurora punch. Ah! So what's happening here in the kitchen? Guess if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. The second group swam into the living room where Holly lassoed them with headphone cords. Then she hooked them up to the big screen TV, turned it on the channel airing an emergency broadcast system, and raised the volume up really loud. The sharks screamed from the pain of the loud sound in their ears until Holly turned the TV off, and Gina quickly gave the sharks a tail fin kick, similar to that of a soccer or football player's kick, knocking them out. Yeah, Gina's kind of the sport mermaid there. Also, the emergency broadcast system, yeah, turned that up real loud. They must have got a really good stereo. Then the third group swam into the dining room, where Solomon flew up by one of the crystal chandeliers with crystal on his back. Crystal touched it, causing the exterior and appearance in her hand to become crystal. When Solomon flew toward the nearby light switch, he turned it on, and Crystal held up her crystal hand to reflect the light into the shark's eyes and blind them. Oh boy. Fist of Crystal. Got Holly and Gina taking out these sharks there. And crystals. Fist of Crystal. Just like the Pink Ranger SPD. After that, Solomon flew toward the sharks and knocked them out one at a time by quickly slashing them one by one. That had to be a heck of some claws there. Wolverine, eat your heart out. Finally, Koga led his group into Bubblelina's bedroom, where Bubblelina and son Risha used their makeup powder and perfume spray to create a smoke screen blinding the sharks. Oh boy. Sort of like that perfume and SpongeBob when they tried to get out of the Flying Dutchman ship. Ooh, got. Okay, it's trying to. Okay, don't. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm almost done. Live stream. Don't cut off on me now. Don't do that. Don't do that. While the sharks struggled to see, Bubblelina got her curling iron, and Risha got her flat iron. They turned the irons on and clamped the two shark tails, causing them to yell in pain from the burning. Or you might turn them curling a hot iron there. So they just inhaled makeup and perfume, and now they're getting burnt by the curling and flat iron. Yeah. After that, the girl swung the sharks into Koga, knocking him out because he had gotten dizzy from inhaling all the makeup powder and perfume. Koga! Now that the sharks are defeated, we can get Serena, said son Risha. I am on it, said Bubblelina, taking out her iPhone. She texted the other girls to inform them to start plan B. Serena became angry and impatient with waiting on Koga's army. Just when she was about to look for them, Gina and Holly taunted her into following them out to the back courtyard of the castle. But, come on out, you pests, shouted Serena, looking for the girls. When Serena entered the area where the obstacle course was, frogs hopped all over her, causing her to run toward the spiderweb maze and get stuck. Once Serena got all the frogs off, she immediately got squirted in the face with ink from an octopus that blinded her. Oh boy. Looks like some antics here. Then she was tackled by a bunch of dolphins into a whale that sprouted her out of his blowhole onto the ground. Just as Serena started to get up, she was knocked out cold by a plastic pumpkin. When she woke up, she was blindfolded and tied up, and the girls stood around Serena with feathers. Koza and his shark army were tied up the same way that Serena was. So, Serena, are you ready to surrender? Asked Bubblelina. I'll never surrender to you, brats, said Serena. Wrong answer, said Serena. Sunreach and the girls used the feathers to tickle Serena a few seconds, making her laugh like crazy. How about now? Asked Crystal. Never in a million years, shouted Serena. Almost like Man Ray with the tickle belt. Stop, stop. It's like, stop right where you are, else stop. Once again, the girls tickled Serena with feathers. This time, they did it a whole minute while giggling themselves, having a good time. After several more times of doing it, Serena got fed up, causing her to burn with anger, and her eyes glowed red right through the blindfold. She didn't shoot no laser like Superman, did she? She fought through the tickle, broke free of the ropes and blindfold, and shouted really loud a while, causing the area to shake and the girls to be blown away a bit. The shout caused Koza and his shark army to break free as well. Then they all swam around Serena as she started chanting a spell that created a dark shadow sphere around them. Suddenly, the sphere grew and changed in shape and changed into the shape of a giant sea monster from Zoe's dream earlier. Once the girls got up to see what was happening, Serena had now become a giant half witch, half shark like monster. Now I'm gonna destroy you all. I know in Ursula's case she was more like an octopus, but in Serena's case, more shark-like. There. Chapter 7: Serena's Mighty Sunlands. I don't believe it! Exclaimed Sunrisha. She looks like the sea monster from my dream earlier. And that is pretty obvious that she is the great evil that Solomon spoke of in the prophecy, said Bubblelina. Serena started lashing out dark energy whips. The girls barely dodged each. The girls barely dodged each one of them. They barely dodged each one. Eventually, one by one, each of them got struck down. Serena said, "It's pointless to stop me. After I destroy you girls, I'll unlock the full power of the captured Atlanteans in order to overthrow Aquarius and Alicia and rule all of Atlantis and the surface world. No one will stop me." Just when it seemed like it was all over for the girls, a bright ray of sunlight shined right into Serena's face. After that, the light shined all around the area, engulfing Sunrisha inside. She wondered what was happening. "Sunrisha," said a voice. Who's there?" "I'm right here," said the voice. I know the perfect voice for this one. "Sunrisha." "Who's there?" "I'm right here," said the voice again. Sunrisha looked and saw her father, Tavarius. "Are you my father?" she asked. "Yes, Sunrisha." "Yes, I am, Sunrisha," said Tavarius. They paused a moment, smiled, and ran toward each other and hugged each other, crying tears of joy. After that, Sunrisha said, "You have no idea how happy I am to see you." "Believe me, I do," said Tavarius. That's that big sunbeam there, if you can see it there. And Sunrisha with her father, Tavarius. And I'm trying to do the voice of Thor from the MCU there. "I can't wait to see my mother," said Sunrisha. Tavarius sighed depressingly and said, I'm sorry I am so sorry to tell you, but the queen is dead. No! Shouted Sunrisha. What happened to her? Tavarius explained. After your birth, Serena attacked and captured us, along with our people and the Sky Atlanteans. Then she started draining our powers to get the key. But we managed to help Solomon escape with you and the key to the surface world. Even though we succeeded, it took a great it took a large amount of our power. During the years of containment, your mother and several Atlanteans perished one by one. Now only half of our people remain. But in order to save them, your friends, you, me, and all of Atlantis, you must defeat Serena. How can I? Asked Serena. Asked Sunrisha. She completely overpowered all of us. Tavarius took out a golden-rod lance and handed it to Sunrisha. You will use this, the mighty Sun Lance. However, in order to use its ultimate power, you must unlock your full strength. I'm not sure if I can. You can do all things through Jesus Christ that strengthens you, just as Aquarius and I did to bring peace amongst the Atlanteans. We prayed to him for the courage to stand up for what we believed in. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Even the Atlanteans pray to God there. Hmm. That's that's right. That's what Bubblelina and her friends told me about when my brother Riley got hurt. Before we left the hospital, we prayed to God for him to get better. And the next day he did. Sunrisha paused a minute, looked at Tavarius and asked, can you join me in prayer, Father? Bubblelina also said that prayer is stronger when two or more are in agreement on it. True. Tavarius smiled and responded, I would be honored to, my dear. That's the mighty Sun Lance there. And Sunrisha and her father praying. I remember making a post once when I first drew this. Have you prayed today? Tavarius and Sunrisha kneeled down to pray, held each other's hands, and Sunrisha began, Lord God, we come to you asking in your son Jesus' name to give me strength, the courage, and power to use my sun lance to defeat Serena, and save the remainder of our people as well as all of Atlantis. When Tavarius say, 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 let's see, I think, oh, wait, okay, let's see. Well, I'm trying to see who was doing the prayer there. Oh, Sunrisha. Okay, so I did read it right. Okay. Then Tavarius finished the prayer, and we also pray that after the victory, we will be able to restore Atlantis and help restore peace among our people for generations to come so that we can continue to protect the lives of the innocent from those who do evil. We ask all these things and by faith claim the victory while giving thanks to God. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray. Amen. Amen. Once they finished the prayer, the light faded along with Tavarius slowly vanishing away, leaving Sunrisha to face Serena. Chapter 8, The Prophecy Fulfilled. Serena looked up at Serena looked up at Sunrisha and said, I don't know where that light was, but just like your friends, you're going down. Sunrisha gave a stern look at Serena, pointed her sun lance toward her, and said, No, Serena, it is you who will be going down in order for Atlantis to be saved. You foolish little kitty, shouted Serena. Under my rule, Atlantis will conquer and reign over all. More like enslave and dominate, said Sunrisha. That's enough of your back talk. It's time to end this. Serena launched a barrage of dark energy whips at Sunrisha, but with the help of God, Sunrisha managed to use her mighty lance to cut every one of them down. Oh yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Impressive, but you can't keep that up for long. Serena smiled with an evil grin and laughed sinisterly. You're a sky gladiator, which means you won't be able to use your full powers against me in the say in the human world ocean. On that note, Serena used her magic to send her and Serena under the waters of the Red River in the downtown Shreveport area. She also made it where Sunrisha could not escape to the surface, but Sunrisha didn't let that stop her from doing her best against Serena. The battle went on right to the stroke of midnight when something unbelievable happened. The sun rose up over the entire Shreveport area and shined a ray of light where Sunrisha was, causing her to float to the surface into the sky. Can you imagine the sun rising at midnight? Oh boy, now you talking about a miracle there. Yeah, but then that Sunrisha rising up, like I say, light color, so might not be showing up too well on here. Serena was shocked and enraged at what she saw. She tried to pull Sunrisha back down with her whips, but the light melted them. She also tried to grab Sunrisha, but the light burned her hands and knocked her several yards down. The sunrise woke everyone up in Shreveport, including several news reporters near the downtown area. I imagine it would. Once they saw Sunrisha emerge from the Red River in a ray of light, they instantly started filming it for an urgent news broadcast that went on every news station in Shreveport. The people were amazed to see Sunrisha in the light of day. Just like the kids with Riley's mutant squirrel incident last week, they pondered many questions. Sunrisha looked at all the people and wondered what they might be thinking about her. And she remembered what her mom, Valerie, said about how others might treat her. So she slowly flew toward them. But just as she was about to explain who she was, a barrage of shadow sharks sprang forth and knocked her into the river. Sunrisha recovered by flying back up, but then Serena emerged from the river. Everyone panicked when they saw her and tried to escape, but Serena encased them inside a dark orb like the one she used on the Sky Atlanteans. Playtime is over, kitty cat, said Serena, because, because this cat is about to take charge. Sunrisha became furious and glowed bright, and the light melted the shadow sharks and blinded Serena. Oh boy. Almost like the crest of light from Kari and Digimon. As that one that hit Agumon, making him warp Digivolve. Ah! I feel the power! Then Sunrisha held up her sun lance, aimed it at Serena, and changed it into a giant and it changed into a giant sun. So, no, Serena, she said, you won't be anyone's ruler because of your wicked ways, and in Jesus' name I will defeat you. After that, she fired a sunbeam from her sun lance at Serena. When the beam hit Serena, she screamed loudly and melted, while the people miraculously were freed from the dark orb. Yeah, that's I am melting. I'm melting. What a world! What a world! And all the people are free. Yeah. Ooh. Chapter 9: The Chances of New Beginnings. Sunrisha flew toward the people and landed and asked, are you all okay? Yes, we are now, said a man. Thanks to you, said a lady. It was no problem, said Sunrisha. A 3-year-old boy and girl tugged at Sunrisha's wings to get her attention. Once she looked down at them, the boy asked, we have a question. Like, how did you make this costume real? Asked the girl. Sunrisha giggled softly and said, this isn't a costume. Like, everyone gasped and one pondered among each other until they saw Tanya Wesley run up to them with her cameraman. Tanya Wesley with the Channel 9 News. We would like to know, are you with the Dream League? she asked. Like, Sunrisha responded, well, I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm pretty sure once I meet up with them, I will be. Oh, what's your name and where are you from? Asked Tanya. Well, my name is Sunrisha, she said. As for where I'm from, and you got kids coming up to Sunrisha there, so cute. You got Tanya there interviewing her. Ooh, Tanya keeping up with all the Dream League, with all the Dream League or soon to be Dream League members. In an instant, Dashtail rushed like a blur, grabbed Sunrisha and ran across the river. As the day went back to night, he rushed Sunrisha all the way to the living room of Bruno's house where Samuel, Brian, Calvin, Valerie, Billy, and Bruno were waiting along with his dad, Floyd, and his mom, Ellen. Everyone looked at Sunrisha kind of puzzled as Dashtail changed back to Riley. Riley, see, Riley, you said that Billy's pack of squirrels told him that they said Zoe was downtown when the sun mysteriously rose, said Samuel. Billy whispered in Riley's ear, and Riley said out loud to everyone, Billy says this is Zoe. I'm guessing this is her true form. True form? Sunrisha paused a minute and told them all about what happened. She started off telling them how Valerie found her and the way they found her all the way to telling them about Serena and how she became Narkina. After she explained how she regained her form as Sunrisha and the history of the Sky Atlantis, I bet that was a lot to tell them about. Finally, Sunrisha concluded her story with how God allowed her to defeat Serena along with Bubblelina and her friends' help and meeting their father, Tavarius, as well as finding out that her mother and the half of the Sky Atlanteans had died because of Serena draining their energy. Everyone felt sorry about the losses. Then Riley came up with an idea, just as he told, he told every, just as he had told everyone. He told everyone. Bubblelina and her friend showed up with Giro and Tavarius, who was really happy to see Sunrisha. Once they hugged each other, the idea was brought forth to Tavares, who happily agreed with Riley by asking Valerie to marry him and become the new queen of the Sky Atlanteans. This meant that Valerie would become Sunrisha's mom, not just as a official mom. Valerie very happily said yes. Yeah, a bit on the spot, but there is a good reason behind this there, to see. Gotta make a family. After all that, it was Friday morning. As soon as the sun rose, Julie arrived in Kyoto, Japan, along with her parents for the Culture Day event. And Floyd took Samuel, Brian, Calvin, and Riley and Bruno to the Hero Convention. Meanwhile, Sunrisha, Bubblelina, Crystal, Holly, Gina, and Alicia and Gina slept late because they were really tired from being up over half the night. When the girls woke up, they had a late breakfast an hour before noon. When they finished, they toured Sunrisha around the ocean Atlantis and even explored the Sky Atlantis. There was so much to see and explore, one day wasn't enough. They did some more sightseeing that Saturday, along with some shopping at some of the finest malls in Atlantis. To finish their weekend, they watched the premiere of the sitcom, The Super Hip the Star of LA, followed by the Little Miracle concert. Also, during the girls' weekend, they practiced a praise dance to the song I Will Sing of the Mercies of the Lord, which is in my poetry book, which they performed during the morning worship service at New Beginnings Baptist Church. However, if you want to know how things went with Julie and her parents at the Culture Day event, or the boys at the Hero Convention, you'll have to follow the action in the next book for the Heroes of Dream series. Oh yeah, that's the fight. Got the super hip star of LA, like a green-haired Will Smith, little Miracle, pretty much that little Romeo, and all the girls doing their praise dance there. Yeah. Okay, so yep, so that's it there for the book number 9, concluding that story. Whew, that was quite a bit to get through there. Not quite, almost, but not quite as long as the last video of book 8. But hey, we got through it there. So, gonna go and wrap this up here. Uh, wrap this up here and get some rest and stuff. Like what you heard and everything. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. Definitely get our available books. Also support us on Patreon. Just like the Iceman universe, we also support him. They see videos of his full-length reactions to Hey Arnold, Ed and Eddie, Naruto, One Piece, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. And also, be sure to definitely hang out with us. And also support the Miracle Crew, like Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, and of course EJ the Supreme. And also hang out with us just like you're doing here in the live streams and giving us some likes. Definitely hang out in Discord and Facebook, and let's tell each other some stuff on that McCary app. And all that said, we'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care, everybody.